A few years ago, I became interested in the law of attraction and I wanted to understand it a little bit better. And I started to scratch and discover and learn and study and read books and listen to podcasts about people that understood law of attraction. And as I started to become more and more interested in it, I started to uh, work some of the principles around the law of attraction into my daily routines. And that's resulted in me finding some pretty important work that I'm doing around the law of attraction, where I'm trying to find a modern and more accessible way to bring this law to people like me a few years ago before I understood this stuff. And it feels like really important work for me to be doing. And I'm loving the idea of setting up an online business that teaches something that makes a difference in the world. And as a result of doing that, I've been really excited about putting my work together. I've been in a flow state where I've just known that the work that I'm doing is right. And as I study more, I start to work this narrative that I'm going to use to describe law of attraction, becoming more and more easy and more accessible. A few months, probably not a few months, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I showed my first lot of work to a friend of mine called Matt, and he implemented some of the tools and techniques that I had told him, and he saw some amazing results in his life. And it was really amazing for me to get his feedback, because I've been working and so excited on this project for so long that it was nice to get some feedback. So that made me feel quite a bit better. And then a couple of weeks after that, maybe a week ago, maybe 10 days ago now, as I was working on this project, still in the state of flow, I suddenly had a complete moment of self-doubt where I started to doubt the work that I was doing. I wondered whether the story made any sense at all, or if anybody even gave a shit about this stuff that I'm so excited about. And I went into a bit of a flat spin, and I just went into a bit of a dark place in terms of maybe this is not what I should be doing. Just some of my own personal self-doubt. So I decided to stop doing that work for a while, just let it go. I've been pushing quite hard to get something out into the world and release a product, and that was going to be a free web training, and I just wasn't feeling ready, or I wasn't feeling prepared, and I had this self-doubt. So I completely let it go. And I spoke to my friend Matt at the time, and what we spoke about, he came back to me and he said to me, man, if you're doing something new for the first time and you don't have self-doubt, you are potentially in a space where you're not doing something completely new. So if you're doing something completely new, and the law of attraction isn't new, but the story that I'm telling and the work that I'm trying to do in this space is new, which means I don't have anybody to be able to go and bounce this idea off or speak to about it, or no one's done it this way before, So you find yourself going first in a space, and any creative task has a very similar approach. When you're about to release a song or a piece of music or poetry or a new cocktail or whatever your thing is, whatever your creation is into the world that hasn't been done before, you never have anybody to ask. And that's one of the challenges of being first. And if you're making a piece of art or a piece of work or a social change or a small group or something that you want to make an impact in the world and do something or tell a story in a way that has never been done before, you're going to go through a place where you don't have anybody to speak to about this stuff. And those are the moments that you need to know that you're doing something that makes a difference and that hasn't been done before. Because if you're not able to speak to anybody else about it, it means that you're doing something completely new for the first time. And those are the very moments that you need to stand up, maybe just dust yourself off a bit, look at what's happened, understand why it is that you felt that self-doubt. Maybe I needed to slow down in that moment. But as I go forward and I help people set up their own online teaching businesses, and we spend time helping them go through their journey of taking a skill that they know or something that they're interested in and being able to build a business and build a narrative and a story around their particular product as a way to change and inspire people around them as they start teaching, they're going to go through the same stuff. And it's really an amazing journey to be going on this at the same time as the people that we're working with, to be able to go through these things. And when we get stuck on technical elements or this type of stuff around coming up with a story or trailblazing a specific task or a specific field, it becomes interesting to be able to just accept that the stuff that you're doing may have days where you feel that this is not worth it. You know, Roger, I think his name is Bannatyne. He's the guy who broke the 4-minute mile. Like, nobody believed it was possible to run a mile in sub 4 minutes. And he went out there and he practiced and he practiced and practiced and he trained and he trained and he trained. And for years, nobody could do it. And they believed it was impossible until it wasn't. And when he broke the 4-minute mile, I think it was only a couple of weeks before somebody else did it again, because he had broken the mental barrier that held everybody else back. And that's really the space that you need to go to break that 4-minute mile, to be able to get other people to go like, yeah, that's easy, obviously, you know, but nobody remembers the first person that did it. And that's, I think, where, you know, you may get to. And in our free web training, which is called the 3 Secrets to Unlock Your Online Teaching Business and Build a Life That You Choose, we talk about 3 secrets. And one of them is the idea of having a solid idea. The second is having a roadmap, so a path in which to go and a team of people around you in which to do it. And the third element is called entrepreneurial confidence. And that has a lot to do with helping people on this path, going through the same challenges that myself and my business partner, Alex, are going through on the days when you sit and go like, I don't know if I can do this. And it's in those times that it's probably you're at your strongest, because you can build so strong from there when you get that realization that you're doing something new and something important. So there's going to be a link below this video to a registration form if you want to get on our free web class, the 3 Secrets to Igniting Your Online Teaching Business. Click on the link below and sign up. It is completely free. And yeah, hopefully you got a little bit out of this little reflective process that I've had to go through as I stand up and dust myself off and try and get back to my work around the law of attraction. I hope that you're good. See you soon.